Okay, today we're doing math project number 42.
Yow!
Practice problem number 1. When 15 is added to a number, the result is 4 times the original number. What is that number? Okay, so this is a pretty short problem. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
What do we start out with a number and what do we do to it?
We have 15.
Okay, and what does that, turns out, what does that end up equaling?
4 times that number.
Okay. Alright, so how are we going to write this down?
No, we'll call our number x.
Okay, we'll call our number x. And what's the first thing we do to x?
X plus 15 equals 4x.
X plus 15 equals 4x. That's all we said. We started with a number, and when you add 15 to it, you get 4 times the original number.
All we said.
Okay, so, and we call the original number x. Alright, so what do you want to do? How can we solve this equation?
I don't know. Let's figure out what I don't figure out what 4x is. What? Hey.
Okay. How do we solve this equation?
Well, we gotta figure out what our number is.
Yeah. So when you're trying to solve equations with x's, a lot of times you try to get all the x's on one side of the equation. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what can we do to get, what's our problem here?
Well, there's an x on this side and 4x is on that side.
Yeah, so what can we do to get all the x's on one side of the equation?
We can just times 4, this equation times 4, but then this 4x will go up to 8x.
Now if we multiply the whole equation by 4, what will this turn into?
8x.
If we multiply 4 times 4, what do we get?
And 16x.
16x, okay. Now, so we don't multiply the equation, plus we would have a 4x over here too.
Yeah.
Okay, so what should we do instead?
Why don't we bring this x over here?
Okay, how do we do that?
I don't remember how to do this.
You don't remember how to do it? How many x's do we have on this side?
1x.
Okay, how do you get rid of 1x?
Let's just subtract an x from either side.
Okay, right, so write minus x, below it, minus x. And then if you do something to one side of an equation, you have to do it to the other side of an equation.
So then,
Well, it's because they're equal. So if this side is equal to this side, if you do one thing to this side of the equation, like minus x, to keep it equal, you have to do it to the other side. So what's x minus x?
0. 0 plus 15 equals 3x.
So 15 equals 3x.
Means x equals 5.
Means x equals 5. Now how did you figure that out?
Well, I did 15 divided by 3.
Right, it's the same thing. Remember, we minus both sides by x. This time we divide both sides by 3. So 15 divided by 3 equals 3x divided by 3. So that means 5 equals x. Okay, now let's...
x equals 5.
Or x equals 5. Now let's check if it's true. What's 5 plus 15?
Is equal to 4 times 5, which is 20.
Well, what's 5 plus 15?
5 plus 15 is 20.
What's 4 times 5?
20.
Okay, does 20 equal 20?
Yes.
All right. Very good. Okay, that wasn't too hard of a problem, now was it? So what was the lesson on this problem? We have an equation that's a fairly simple equation, right?
Yeah.
X plus 15 equals 4x.
But when you do something to one side of the equation, you have to do it to the other.
Yeah, we like to try to get all the x's on one side of the equation, so we subtract an x from both sides. And then we got 15 equals 3x. And now we divided both sides by 3 to get x equals 5. Alright, that was a pretty good problem. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Magnus has 2 times as many dimes as nickels. In total, he has 75 cents more in dimes than nickels. How much money does he have altogether? Okay, so he has 2 times as many dimes as nickels. So what does that mean?
It means there's twice as many dimes as nickels.
Twice as many dimes as nickels. In total, he has 75 cents more in dimes than nickels. So how much money does he have? Okay. Now, what don't we know here?
We don't know that. We don't know how many dimes or nickels he has.
Okay, so what should we call the nickels?
It's called the nickels X and the dimes Y.
Okay, let's call the nickels x and the dimes y. Okay, I'm going to leave some writing on this first. We're trying to figure out how much money he has. Okay, so if we call the nickels
Why are you leaving writing?
and the dimes equal to y. Okay, so Magnus has twice as many dimes as nickels.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Twice as many dimes as nickels. So if he has one nickel, how many dimes does he have?
I have 2 dimes.
If he has 2 nickels, how many dimes does he have?
4.
If he has 3 nickels, how many dimes does he have?
6.
Okay, so what does y equal in terms of x? Magnus has twice as many dimes as nickels, so that tells us that y equals
2x.
2x. Okay?
We had y equals 2x problem a little earlier.
Yeah. And then, in total, he has 75 cents more in dimes than nickels. So how much money does he have in dimes? Yes. So the money in dimes. Okay, so how much money does he have in dimes? Let's keep calling the dimes y for a second.
Yeah.
How much is a dime worth?
A dime is worth 10 cents.
So if y was equal to 1, how much money would he have?
10 cents.
If he had 2 dimes, how much money would he have?
20 cents.
If he had 3 dimes, how much money would he have?
30 cents.
Okay, so in terms of y, how much money does he have in dimes?
He has 7 y and a half because y can't equal 75.
No. Let's start again. He has y dimes. Okay?
Yeah.
So if he has 1 dime, how much money does he have?
10 cents.
10. If y was equal to 2, how much money does he have? If he has 2 dimes, how much money does he have?
He has 20 cents.
If he has 3 dimes, how much money does he have?
30 cents.
Okay. So if he has y dimes, how much money does he have in dimes?
Y dimes, well, we don't know.
Okay, let's go back. How did you figure out if he has 1 dime, how much money was that?
10 cents. Dimes are worth 10 cents.
Right, so if he has y dimes, how much money does he have in dimes?
He has 10 cents.
Each dime is worth how much?
10 cents.
So if y equals 4, how much does he have?
40.
If y equals 5, how much does he have?
50.
Okay, so how are you figuring it out every single time? You're taking the number of dimes and doing what?
And you have 10 cents. You add 10 cents on.
You add 10 cents on? So if he has 5 dimes, you add 5 plus 10 to get 15?
No.
What do you do?
I don't know.
Okay, if he has 6 dimes, how much money does he have?
60.
If he has 7 dimes, how much money does he have?
70.
If he has 8 dimes, how much money does he have?
80.
Okay, what are you doing every single time? You're doing the same thing every time. You're saying 1 goes to 10, 2 goes to 20, 3 goes to 30. What are you doing every time? What does 4 go to?
40.
How did you figure that out?
You add a 0.
Okay, what does that mean? What's the same thing as adding a 0?
It's times 10.
You're times 10. So if he has y dimes, how much money does he have in dimes? What do you have to do?
You have to add a 0.
How do you add a 0 to a number?
You times 10. It's 10y.
10y. He has 10y money in dimes. Okay, how much money does he have in nickels? He has x nickels.
He's doing time. It's 5x.
5x, very good. And it says he has 75 cents more in dimes than in nickels. So he has 10y minus 5x equals 75. So this is the amount in dimes, this is the amount in nickels, right?
Yeah, 2y minus 5x equals 75.
But we also know that y equals 2x. That's our other equation. So this is a little bit harder than the last problem.
Yeah.
This is two problems. So I'm going to show you how you solve something like this. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, 10y minus 5x equals 75. Actually, let me just write this all out. 10y minus 5x equals 75. And y equals 2x. Okay, so those are the two things we know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, y is the number of dimes, and x is what?
X is the number of nickels.
The number of nickels. Okay, So we're going to take this equation and we're going to put it into this equation. So I'm going to get 10. What does y equal?
2x.
10 times 2x minus 5x equals 75. Okay? What's 10 times 2x?
10 times 2x is 20x.
All right, 20x minus 5x equals 75.
So 75 is 15x.
Okay, so 75 equals 15x. Okay, sorry, I'm running out of room here. So 15x equals 75. So what do we have to do to solve this equation for what x is?
Well, we have to do the long division thingy.
No. What do we have to do? You're skipping steps. What do we have to do to solve this?
Well, we gotta divide 75 by 15.
Right, so we have 15x divided by 15 equals 75 divided by 15. So instead of doing long division, let's just see if we can figure it out. What 75 divided by 15 is. What's 15 times 1?
15.
What's 15 times 2?
30.
What's 15 times 3?
45.
Keep going.
And then 60. And then 75.
Okay, so
It's
what's...
15 times 5 is 75.
All right, so x equals 5. The number of nickels equals 5. So 5 is the number of nickels. Okay? And what's the number of dimes then?
The number of dimes, 70? No, that's the difference.
The difference in money was 75. But what's the number? We know the number of nickels was 5. What was the number of dimes?
Hey!
What's the number of dimes?
The number of dimes.
Do you remember what was the relationship between the number of nickels and dimes?
What's 2 times it?
Right.
So it's 10.
Right, so y equals 10. So how much money does he have? He has 5 nickels and 10 dimes.
So it's got $1.25.
How did you figure that out?
It's five nickels are 5 cents, so it's 5 times 5 is 25, and then 10 times 10 is 100.
10 times 10 is 100, so he has $1.25. Okay, that was a pretty hard problem.
Really hard.
Really hard, but you worked it all the way through. Okay, but it was very much like the first problem, right? We just had to figure out what we didn't know and then work forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great job today, sweetie.